My name is Jesse, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the proper way to take a photograph, as well as the essentials needed. So to start off, you need your camera and your SD card. And an SD card is suitable to hold your pictures, as well as being able to transfer them onto your computer or print them out from a photo department. As I just dropped my SD card on the computer. This is your basic DSLR camera. I use a Nikon D5100. A DSLR stands for a digital single lens reflex, which typically uses a mirror and prism system that permits you, the photographer, to view through the viewfinder and the lens to see exactly what will be captured. So when looking at your camera, there are many different complicated aspects to it. Some people look at a camera and are like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to figure out how to work this thing. But that's why I'm here, an experienced photographer, to explain to you the 3 basic tips on taking a great photograph. These 3 things are your aperture, your shutter speed, and your white balance. So, before I get into that though, I'm going to explain to you what lenses I use to capture my pictures. I have a 18 by 55 millimeter wide angle lens, which is key on taking portraits or landscapes. I have here a I have a 10.5 millimeter fisheye lens, which kind of gives your photograph that obscured look. You're looking at it kind of like, whoa. That's what most people say when they see a fisheye. Whoa, that's so cool. And then you have a 55 by 200 macro lens here, which is used to take close-up pictures, or you can be far away and zoom in real close to something standing, 15 feet away from it, and you want to capture it real up close and personal. That's what you'd use your macro for. So moving on to the settings of your camera here, you have the body of your camera, and then you have your control dial here with P, S, A, and M. I'm not going to really go into this stuff here because it's not really necessary to take a photograph. I'm first going to explain to you what an aperture is. I'm sure many people have seen photographs where, one part of your picture is in focus and the other part of it is blurred. I have an example of a photograph with a high aperture and a low aperture. And I'm going to show that to you in a second after I explain to you the way to change your aperture on your camera and then give you an example. So, in changing your aperture, you would go to the A on your dial here, and you would use this dial up here to change the numbers. You'll see the numbers will go 5, 5.6, 6.3, and you can go down as well. It goes all the way to 3.5. Some cameras go to 4.2 solely, and basically the aperture controls how much light is coming into your camera. So it's kind of confusing when you're first looking at your aperture, because a small aperture number means a large aperture. A large aperture number means a small aperture, so it's confusing when you're looking at that. But I'm going to explain it to you visually so you can see. This is 2 photographs of my beautiful girlfriend, who is a model. In this photograph, a small aperture was used to capture her in focus with the background blurred. And in this photograph, it had a large depth of field, so all of the photograph is in focus. And basically, shutter coincides with this. Shutter is basically what you're capturing, stop motion or motion. So to change your shutter, you would want your shutter speed here. You turn it to S, and when looking at your camera, you see that this dial changes from 30 to 40 and goes all the way up in the thousands, 2000s. So when you change your shutter speed, you are basically changing what is being captured still motion and in motion. So I have a photograph here to show you that I took with my self-timer. This is my girlfriend and I. We are actually in the process of moving. In this photograph, I had my shutter set at around 2000, and it captured us in motion. And I am also going to show you on my camera, hopefully this is visible enough for you to see. I was driving down the highway a couple weeks ago and figured why not take a picture of these cars passing by. This is crazy. It's like 5 a.m. in the morning as I'm driving, and here I am shooting stop motion photography on the highway, which I'm not sure is very smart, but I just wanted to show you this image here, which I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. If you would change your shutter to 1/200, let's say, you would get this look to your photograph where you're capturing these fast-moving objects in its motion. So, I also have a photograph here to show you a better one of the waves at the beach. This is at the Naples Pier in Naples, across the alley, and I took this while the waves were moving. As you can see, I've stopped the motion of the waves in full focus with my shutter around 1/2000 and my aperture at a high number, around 5.6 or 6.3. So now I'm going to explain to you real quick white balance. White balance is basically the lighting of your photograph. And to change this, you're going to go to this button right here, the eye, and it's going to pop up a menu, and you see WB here, so you're going to hit OK. And then you have all these different settings here. As you can see, you have automatic, you have incandescent, which I'm showing you at the same time what these, you have fluorescent, you have sunlight, you have flash, cloudy, and lastly you have shade. And basically you would change all of these presets to what would match your lighting, so to speak, of your shoot. So if you're shooting in a room, you'd want to change it to incandescent or fluorescent based on the lighting. And if you were shooting in the sunlight, you'd want to shoot direct sunlight. And if you were shooting in shade, you'd want to change your white balance to shade. And basically this just gives you the feel and the correct lighting of your photograph. But with today's technology, you can even change your white balance and all in I just blanked out. Lightroom or Photoshop. There you go. These two high-tech photo editing sites. So I hope that helps some of you, and you are able to feel much more confident in taking a photograph and learning the proper camera settings. And I hope you can, capture the perfect moment and really, really have a wonderful, kind of confidence when you're taking your pictures. Now you can get your settings set right and really, hone in on what you really want to capture and get the perfect feel and capture the perfect moment, because that's what I'm all about, capturing moments and turning them into memories. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful evening. If any of you have any questions about anything dealing with photography or what, please ask me. Don't be afraid. I'm always here. Thank you so much, and I look forward to next speech. Bye, guys.